You want to make some money in real estate, some actual money? Forget about that 10x stuff and all the cold calling and stuff like that. This is real actual work. One project that makes $250,000. That's it. You don't need to bend over backwards or spend some money on some weird ads and hope for the best. This is actual construction, actual development, and actual work. Behind me right here is a typical Seattle home, and the project is a DADU. For a long time I've done many of these projects, but I've never actually got one on video from start. And right now this is the beginning of this project, and what my hope is to be able to show you guys every week sort of an update of what's going on and where the project is at. Hopefully it's not gonna get too crazy because I do have another 6 projects that are happening, but I really do want to keep one that's actually happening, and hopefully within 6 months we'll have this thing wrapped up. Here's the main entrance to the house. Kind of like a cute little front yard. If you go on the side of the house, you will see another door, basically just an extra door for the house, but we're going to demo this garage and we're gonna put a DADU right there. Again, DADU is a Detached Accessory Dwelling Unit, which is essentially a small little house that's located on your property but not attached. So as you can tell, the property is right there, the street again, and the DADU is going to go right there. So it has not been a week since I did my last video, but we were doing a lot and I wanted to give you an update on this before the guys get going too far ahead, and I don't want to skip anything that's really important for you guys. So check it out. So a couple things that we did. Okay, so clearly we excavated for the new foundation, but before I excavated, I did a approximate line out of the foundation, and I was basing it on these pins. See, there's a pin right there, and there's a couple other pins that I did on the other side. And right now what we did was we excavated and obviously I put in all this fencing because these things are really tight, and I don't want anybody to get hurt or anybody to get in here. See, the original house is basically right there, and I didn't want people just roaming in. Okay, so this is the hole for the foundation, right? And the property is, like I said, I could have lined it out myself because I did have all the property corners, but I didn't want to do that because this is so tight. I mean, if you can see right here, I'll show you. That's the property corner right there. That's the other one. See the little orange the little orange cone right here. See? Okay, and look how tight this thing is. Look at it. I mean, it is literally right on the property line. So what I did was I called in a surveying company, and they actually did a survey for me. And what they did was they marked the property corners, right? So right here, not property corners, but the actual building corners. See right there? That's an actual corner. So when the inspector comes, you don't have to think about it. You don't have to do too many crazy explanations. This guy knows what's up, you know? So right there, again, the property corners, not the property corners, I keep saying property corners, but these are the actual corners of the building. See how tight this is? I mean, it's literally right on the property line, and that's why I never want to do these things on my own. Another thing I wanted to mention, see, look how close this is, again, to the property. I put in a fence, I put in cones, I put in some safety stuff. Just make sure I threw in all that stuff that was delivered up there. I threw it in here because the guys are going to start tomorrow. Also, the dirt is covered because City of Seattle is really, really picky about the dirt. Obviously, it's not raining right now, but it could rain at any point here. And they don't want all the mud kind of coming off of the property onto the street or into the ditch. So essentially, that's where we're at. I did the excavation, I did the markings, and tomorrow the guys are gonna start doing the actual forms for the foundation. One more thing I wanted to mention was if you wanted to do it like I do really fast, you do have to think about other things aside from just scheduling the guys to work. Also inspections. I already scheduled an inspection. Today is Tuesday. Tomorrow the guys are gonna start, and then on Friday I already scheduled an inspection. So hopefully we can get this done and backfilled before the rain season really starts. All right, like I said, we did do the excavation, and as you can tell, I did fence it off because this is an alley, and we did our cut for the foundation really, really close to the edge of it. So I don't want any cars or anything else falling in there. You know, safety is one of those things that's super underrated because people forget about safety, and then if something happens, the whole project goes sideways, and you might lose more than just one project because of these type of negligent issues. All right, so as I said, today they delivered my rebar, so I stacked it kind of close by over there. And as I said, the property corners are right here. See, that's the little orange pin, right? And that's what you're basing your setbacks on. But I didn't even want to do the setbacks like that. Like I said, because this building is, look how close it is. I mean, it's literally on the property line. I did not want to take a chance and do this on my own and kind of mess it up. So I spent, $500, and I got a surveyor out here. And what they did for me, what they did for me was they actually put in these stakes that are actually building corners. So see right here, right there, that's an actual corner of the building, right? And we have the same thing over here, right? That way I don't have to think too much about this right there. And then obviously the other one on the other side. The point of this whole thing is there's a couple benefits to doing this. Obviously your guys are going to be happy about it, your foundation guys, because they don't have to measure anything out. It's so much easier for them, right? And the second thing is your inspector is going to be happy about it because he doesn't have to rely on your measurements, pulling the string and all of that stuff. He's just going to say, oh, okay, a surveyor did it. That's great. And the most important part about this whole thing is, like I said, this is super close, and if you don't do it right, you have a lot of liability on yourself, right? So that's why I always say, don't be cheap, just get a surveyor out there and get it done right, you know? And to finish it off, like I said, this is the foundation hole. We have some safety stuff. We actually did fence off the old house too, because you never know if somebody can come in from the other side. Here in Seattle, as you can tell, you know, as you probably heard, it rains a lot. So the inspector really likes to see the dirt covered up. I know we have this middle pile, but the reason why they cover up the dirt is because they don't want to see the mud run off onto the street. But since this pile is in the middle of my own thing, I should probably cover it up, but it's not gonna bother the inspector because all the mud's gonna go down into my property. That being said, I did look at the weather and I did check next few days are gonna be okay, and I have my foundation guys coming out tomorrow. So that's an update for today. Hopefully by next update, we're gonna have the foundation done and we're gonna be doing some backfill. See you guys in a week.